If another pandemic happened, what place would you be in with the company? If another pandemic happened, where would your value be with the company you're at? Now, when I say place with the company, I don't necessarily mean the position or title that you're at with the company. What I mean is the pandemic showed all of us that at any moment companies can just let you go, which kind of technically we all kind of knew that anyway. But who do you think they're going to let go first? The people who just come in with the same mindset like everybody else, to do the same thing like everybody else, complain like everybody else, bitch and moan like everybody else, or the people that actually bring in value for the organization, the people that actually have a certain mindset that embodies the corporate philosophies. Again, remember, you don't want to just be an employee. It's about becoming a boss within yourself. And a lot of companies, they were letting people go. I was in a similar situation with a company during the pandemic. I was fortunate enough to be one of the people they decided to keep and was one of the very last few. And I didn't end up losing my job there at the time. And that's simply because of the mindset that I brought to the table, the value that I brought. I'm always looking to see what I can do to be able to add value to my supervisor. What can I do to make your job easier? You can't just keep thinking in terms of, I'm just going to do just enough to get paid so they don't fire me. Because even if they don't fire you, if something happens and they got to let go of employees, you will be one of the first few that they let go. So really take time to really just think about that for a second. If you ran a corporation, you ran a business, and you had 10 employees, 50 employees, 100 employees, it don't matter. But for simple math, if you got 10 employees, and out of those 10, you got 4 that have a certain mindset, have a positive attitude, they come in ready to work every day, they're willing to do extra, even if it's not their job title. I have 4 out of those 10. Are you going to let those 4 go if all of a sudden a pandemic happens or an economic collapse happens and you have to let people go? Or are you going to let go of those other 6 that's just like everybody else? You got to really ask yourself these questions. Now, we all know at the end of the day, you still have zero control over who they do and don't let go. But if you are bringing more value than what other people are bringing in, then you're going to be more valuable to them. But if you're not bringing in more value to them, then all you are is really just a number. And I know some people are not really wanting to maybe hear this. Might be a little harsh, but that's just the nature of it, of what it is. I'm not here to sugarcoat it, because they're not going to sugarcoat it when they call you in that office and furlough you, fire you, have a technical name that they use to do it. They got to do what they got to do for their bottom line. In order to keep that business afloat, of what's going on, I got to cut this many employees. I got to cut expenses. You have to really understand that letting employees go isn't about personal. It's all about cutting expenses. There's a reason for it. So again, if 5 years from now, 10 years from now, another pandemic happens and companies are forced to have to lay off a good portion of their staff, would you be one of the first people that they let go, or would you be one of the last? Because I promise you this, companies at the end of the day are laying people off to cut expenses for their bottom line, for the color of dollar bill, y'all. We know that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But if you're somebody that brings value, if you're not just an employee, but you have a boss mindset and you're doing more than just enough to get by, and you're doing more than what everybody else is doing, you're actually helping not only bring value, you're bringing money to that organization. You're an employee that helps bring money in the business. So you're not going to be the person that they decide to let go. Oh, but best believe if you're that person that just does enough just to get by, just do enough so you don't get fired, best believe you will be the first person that they let go. So again, don't become just an employee. Become a corporate America boss.